Meet Corey and Rodney. Last year, these guys started a dropshipping niche store in the fantasy gaming niche, and they made over $340,000 in 9 months. Along the way, Corey and Rodney learned a lot about how to test niches on a shoestring budget, how to price products for the maximum profit possible, and how to get the most out of every dollar spent in their Facebook ads. Today, Corey and Rodney will share these insights and more while recommending products that you can start dropshipping in 2020. Okay, thanks so much, guys, for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Exciting.
And you're joining us from Vancouver, Canada, right?
That's correct, yeah.
Okay, I want to catch up our audience a little bit on a conversation that we were having before we started filming, because I know, you're sitting here now, but last year when we published the video with Scott Hilsey, you guys were watching that and you hadn't even started your store yet.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It was just a pipe dream, I guess, for us at that time, and we really hadn't even considered drop shipping until we started watching more videos on YouTube, and we started to kind of work into it and develop it as we went.
What was interesting to me is that unlike Scott, who was very much like, I could never work for someone, I love being my own boss, you guys had really stable, good jobs in Canada. Yeah. So why even get into this dropshipping thing?
Where we're from, Vancouver, Canada, is just way too expensive for people our generation. And even though we had really stable jobs for our municipal government and we were making a lot of money, over $30 an hour, it just still seemed like it wasn't enough. And not enough by meaning we wanted to be super wealthy, but not enough to really even get by.
Interesting. So these jobs that used to seem so secure actually didn't seem as secure to you guys and the lifestyles you wanted.
No, but then you see the whole side of e-commerce and the online industry, or working in digital marketing, and if you can put the time and effort in to learn, which is all free education, you can learn everything online for free, and through trial and error and YouTube and reading blogs and reading books, then you could probably make or achieve that dream that you're going for. So.
Yeah.
Now, I'm curious, the store that made over $340,000 in its first 9 months, was that your first dropshipping store?
No.
Yeah, so we had tested a bunch of different stores over a bunch of different niches that we were just kind of wetting our toes with. We actually started one as a prank to one of our friends, selling Santa suits online, just to kind of see if we could build a functional website and we could get someone to make a purchase on it or enter their credit card information. And it actually ended up working, which was pretty surprising to us, and that kind of sparked our interest to see that, okay, this is something that we could actually do.
Okay, so it took multiple stores to get to this really successful one.
Mm-hmm.
How did you know you were on the right track? Because a lot of our viewers will start a store and they'll run into problems, and then it feels like the whole dropshipping system doesn't even work.
Right. So with that, we kind of started a bunch of organic Instagram accounts, and we wanted to test a bunch of different niches, and we went with one that was getting very high levels of engagement, and we kind of went with that, and we started to develop that account a lot more. And once we started to get feedback from our kind of community that we had built, we started to realize, okay, this would be the niche that we could sell to. Mm-hmm. So we started to develop that and kind of go from there.
I was going to say, seeing how quickly it grew in comparison to all the other accounts that we were running, we just kind of had that itch, okay, this is it. We're putting the same amount of effort into all these other ones. In terms of posting and finding content, but this one's growing at a rate 2 or 3 times compared to the other ones. So this has to be something worth looking into deeper. So yeah.
This is something that really sets you guys apart from other dropshippers that I've had on the show here, because you tested these niches with Instagram for free, just investing your time.
Right.
And that's how you came upon the niche that ended up being the foundation for your profitable store.
Yeah.
But let's not tell them any more about that now, because I want to get into product recommendations and I want to explore that in a lot more depth.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, let's get into it.
Okay, Corey and Rodney, the very first product you recommend are these blue light glasses. And I'm so excited because I want to hit you with a really hard question right out of the gate.
All right.
Someone else already recommended these blue light glasses on our store.
Yeah.
So obviously if we've got 2 dropshippers recommending it, 3, sorry, you 2, then it's saturated, right?
Wrong.
Yeah.
Wrong.
Oversaturation is a myth.
Yeah. Of course there is industries that are way harder to penetrate, but
at the same time, if someone else is doing it, you can kind of find flaws in their system and build your business just in a better way than they are, and kind of reduce any inefficiencies that they're currently using or currently experiencing.
You know, if there's however many people that have access to the internet, or however many millions of people that are online shoppers, you can't tell me that there's only one store supplying all of these people, right? Like, what if they have a bad shopping experience on there, or they've tried to purchase a product and they never received it, or the customer service was, you know, horrible, they never got a response back. They're going to tell their friends never to go there. They're never going to shop there again. They're going to write a bad review. Well, there's your opportunity, right? Okay, what had they done wrong? You know, you've read about them on Reddit or on other forums. Make sure you focus on the customer satisfaction side of things. Make sure you set up shipping options and channels that get them to the customer. Like, there's infinite ways to pick apart a store if you can go and dig in deeper to what they do.
So is that what you mean by, because I was going to call you out for saying reduce inefficiencies, like, okay, let's bring it down a level. But that's kind of what you're talking about. Actually find the stores that are selling this, and you would go to those stores, look into the whole process, maybe even buy a product?
Absolutely, yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
So our dropshippers that are watching this are beginner dropshippers, and they're going to say, I have no control over packaging, I have no control over shipping times. How would you respond?
So I would just improve your marketing then, and kind of building your own organic Instagram engine to see if there's a market for it first, and kind of build a community around that. That way you can test, okay, which type of glasses are these people looking for? What style of glasses are these people looking for?
Just one more question about this product before we move on. So you guys, your fantasy gaming niche store, it made like $3,000 over Black Friday?
Yeah.
And then it made like $75,000 in December, right?
Yeah.
Bananas. And as we film this, we're approaching the holiday season. Is it now or never for someone who wants to start a dropshipping store? Should they really like try to start the store today after they watch the video and then try to get those sales, or what would you say?
I mean, if you can, yeah. Like for us, we kind of did it on a whim just because Black Friday was coming up, and we just kind of went with it, and it ended up working. But I mean, it's kind of when you're ready to go yourself, right? You have to be mentally and physically prepared to enter it, I guess.
We definitely weren't prepared on the back end, but we knew this was our best opportunity to enter the market. You know, it was October kind of when we pushed the website live, and then from there, you know, we got like 1 or 2 sales while we were building it and continuing to build it. And then finally, we saw Black Friday like 4 days away, and we're like, we need to do something. But more importantly than that is, your website might not be polished, you might not have everything set up, but what you can do is you can collect customer information and data. And that for us is like, you know, digital gold. That's the most important thing you can get, because over the course of, you know, Black Friday and then the holiday season, we got our Instagram from like 8,000 up to 20,000 plus. Collected over 30,000 emails, and that set us up for the rest of the year.
You guys had a really genius product that you sold on Black Friday, but I want to talk about that with the next product. All right, so the next product that you're recommending is a reusable, collapsible water bottle.
Yes.
Why?
We actually bought this product before we went to Asia 2 years ago, and we didn't realize it was a drop shipping product. And this is actually the exact same product that we bought, and we paid, I think, like roughly $30 for it.
Oh my gosh.
And it's $1.10. Yeah, and we were satisfied with our purchase too, and we used it all throughout our 5-month trip.
We brought them to Europe with us too.
All the reasons that you just described for buying this water bottle or selling it sound pretty legit to me, but I know I'm going to push you to think of some more creative reasons, because if you would tell the viewers about the product that you were selling the Black Friday when you started to make it big, because you took a product that anyone could have found and you added another element to it.
Yeah, so with the niche that we're working in, it kind of, the fantasy gaming niche, it comes with an element of surprise and chance. So we wanted to incorporate that into our product. So we took a product that wasn't necessarily as flashy traditionally as it could be. So we added an element of chance to this product, so it kind of brought another level or another layer to the purchasing process for our customers, to add another level of excitement for them.
Cool, okay. So if you're so good at taking a product that is commonplace and adding a level of mystique that really helps it to resonate with its target market.
Right.
Do that here. You've got a water bottle. How can I make this stand out to customers so it doesn't compete with all the other reusable water bottles?
Yeah, when we travel with just our backpacks. We're very minimalist people. We try to be as frugal as possible, put everything back into our business. An opportunity with the water bottles here could be, if you're on a size budget with, your backpack's only 40, 50 liters, well, the space that you're saving by taking a traditional 2-liter water bottle or however big it is and reducing that down to something that, could fit in your pocket is huge for us.
And as you guys talk, I'm seeing you're kind of narrowing down. In the AliExpress description, we see the word travel. I'm sure, outdoors is there, but you're niching down. So it's not just travel, it's minimalistic travel.
Yeah.
Or it's not just outdoors, it's maybe ultralight, hiking or whatever.
Exactly.
There's your content or your ad right there. Like one water bottle, saved equals 2 extra camera batteries.
Yeah,
or whatever.
exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Or even just the reduction in weight as well, right? You're going to travel super light. You want to have the lightest products available to you.
So we've been talking about fairly inexpensive products so far, and it's not too hard to see how one could make a profit on this product. But your next product is quite expensive, and so I'm going to really push you to explain your pricing strategy.
Yeah.
Okay, what I see is a rainbow keyboard, but what you see is a mechanical keyboard. Explain this product to me.
Yeah, so with increased amounts of people gaming and participating in online activity, we're kind of looking towards, people are looking for a more responsive keyboard, and they're looking for those kind of gaming or PC setups that have the full light incorporation to kind of make their, what's called a
battle station.
A battle station, yeah.
Okay. And this is an expensive product. This ranges from $25 approximately to $50. So how do you go about selling something like this and still making a profit or enough margins for ads?
Right, so with something like this, you kind of really have to market it very well. You have to advertise it as a very premium product, and your marketing has to reflect that. I would go through and show the benefits of all the lighting system, the LED lighting system, the responsiveness of the keyboard, how it can improve your gameplay, how it can improve your just daily typing, and highlight that with a fully detailed and laid out benefits package of the product.
Is this risky for new dropshippers to sell though? Because we often tell new dropshippers be careful about selling electronics equipment because it could fail and then you've got a lot of returns on your hands. Is this like a advanced or intermediate dropshipping product?
For new dropshippers, of course, a more expensive product and an electronic has more possibility for failure. The lightings might not work or might not arrive. Whatever the situation may be. But for this, we would definitely try and get the product beforehand for sure. Yeah. It's something that you need to test yourself. If you're happy with the product and you've been using it for a month and you're on the computer hours per day. Maybe you've gotten 50 hours out of it and nothing's happened, the responsive time is working for you, no problem, then it would be something I would look into further. Not to say that if you're a new drop shipper, totally cross it off the list, but it's something where, as compared to the plastic water bottle, that is more often than not going to fail. Yeah. There's no electronics involved.
A lot less risk with something like that, whereas with the moving parts of the mechanical keyboard, there definitely is a lot more risk, but at the same time, there could also be more upside because of the barrier to entry of people scared to take that risk as well.
Oh, that's a really good point.
Yeah.
And this would be a product you could target towards gamers, it sounds like.
100%.
Speaking of communities, you guys did something really special when you were launching your store in that you cultivated a bunch of Instagram accounts and kind of tested different niches against one another for free before spending any money on ads. Yeah. So when you launched your store, it already had this foundation of the Instagram account.
Yeah, exactly.
How would you coach new dropshippers through doing the same thing?
So with discovering new products, we kind of went through the process of, we were searching the internet, scouring everywhere online. One of the places where we started was Shopify's Exchange, where we could see other stores that had been successful and they were actually selling their stores to other people. So we were looking at their products that they were selling and kind of what niches they were in and what products were working, just to kind of spark innovation and kind of give us an idea of what was working currently. And then from there, we also just went through Instagram, Facebook, and we would like and engage with ads that we would see for other dropshipping products that we would notice. And the algorithm would start to tailor those types of products to us, so on our Instagram feeds. every time we would scroll through, we would be seeing other drop shipping products. So we would kind of just continually, for hours, just scroll through Instagram looking for other products that may work and looking for companies that were doing things that we thought we could do better as well. And then we started to work with some of the niches that we finally decided on, and we ended up going with the one that had the highest engagement rate, and that was the quickest growing community.
So if I were to create a recipe, it would be go to Shopify Exchange, look at what your competitors are doing to get some kind of, they're not even your competitors at that point.
No,
It's just look at what successful stores have been doing and then research those further by searching for communities and ads on Facebook and engaging with them so you get served more of that.
Exactly.
And then you started these Instagram accounts, and you were just, what kind of content were you putting on those accounts to grow them?
Pretty much, we would just, scour other Instagram pages, think of our own kind of content or things that we think these people would be interested in, reposting memes, or crediting other videos or other people's work on the account. And then just trying to get any and all types of content related to that niche, put it on the Instagram, and then see what kind of feedback you get. If people are constantly saying like, oh, this is just a repost from somewhere, okay, maybe it's not a good idea. But if you're crediting someone's video and then trying to get them exposure, they might think this is great, I'm getting more eyes on this.
That's really cool, because not only are you building what will turn out to be your first customer base, but it sounds like you were also learning to speak the language, like one post at a time. Okay, so they talk like this, or this is what they find funny. That probably helped with copy once you started to spend money on that.
Oh my goodness, yeah. It just kind of fully immersed us into our niche and something that we weren't as familiar with, but like as we grew our community, we started to just be immersed in it and develop our own kind of, I guess, monologue from there.
Yeah.
So you guys aren't fantasy game players?
Not really, no. Maybe when we were younger a little bit more so, but not as much, right?
So this was really a niche that you found and you analyzed rather objectively and saw the potential and were like, let's go for it. One more question before we move on to the next product. You built this customer base on Instagram with your time. How much time does or should it take to do that?
It takes a lot, to be honest, if you want to build like a solid community and you want to grow it properly.
You were saying you were like in the bathroom at work posting on Instagram, right?
Yeah. So we were, it takes a lot of dedication, right? You got to kind of engage your audience and be constantly uploading new content and liking comments, responding to comments, kind of finding new content to post. And it's very tedious, but it ultimately builds a strong organic engine for your business and builds a community.
Like, more importantly, it's free, right? So for us, and as most people, like we said, where we lived, all your money is going into things just to get by. Well, then you don't have the money necessarily to invest into a business that is, very potentially could fail and fail quickly, and that would eat a lot of your money. So for us, we figured, if we're gonna do this, we're gonna bootstrap it the entire way, and any money we do make from it, we'll reinvest back in, and that's all we're gonna do. We have living expenses covered for the next little while, so all we have to do is focus on this.
It sounds like someone out there should definitely start an Instagram account dedicated to battle stations or mechanical keyboards.
Yeah, absolutely.
But let's move on to the next product.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, for your next product, you recommend a humidifier with LED lights.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna channel our viewers right now. They know how to find this on Amazon. I know how to find it on Amazon.
Yeah.
Why won't customers just find this on Amazon? Why would they buy this from a dropshipper?
Marketing. Create a story around it, right? Differentiate yourself from Amazon. So if you're building a product page that can kind of immerse the customer into the brand and the story that you're trying to tell, and you can really engage them through that, then I think you can capture their attention and sell your product through.
It's definitely tough to compete with Amazon. Like, there's no question. They probably can always sell it cheaper than you can with their buying power. But more often than not, like, the market that we're targeting with our own store is very competitive as well. And we do compete with Amazon, but we want to give them a better brand experience.
Especially if you can put the right product in front of the right person at the right time, right?
Yeah.
That's ultimately what it comes down to. If you can get that product in front of that person and your sales funnel is smooth and there's limited amounts of friction, then ultimately it can work.
That's something that a lot of dropshippers say is, Amazon is not advertising individual products with creative copy and video ads the way that dropshippers are. And people aren't going to Facebook to shop, which is why when they see an ad that's interesting, the customer gets to that ad before they might go to Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm still not satisfied. One of the things I know you guys do with your store is you have like a community that has really kind of gathered around the store, and it sounds like they'll even jump at the chance to submit content for your website or for your newsletter.
Absolutely.
Is that something that someone can build into a brand for this? And if so, I'm going to push you to tell me what that might look like.
Of course, this is just one product, but there's probably so many other things related to people that would buy this product and buy something else related to that, right? So, you know, there's a lot of moms out there, let's say, that are super into essential oils these days. Well, are you able to source essential oils as well? You know, you could upsell them or give them oils for free if they purchase your product from you. Whereas in Amazon, you know, you might get upsold the oils at full price. You know, depending on how you price this and what your marketing strategy is, it might work for you.
I can see this being a cool product for people who are into aromatherapy. And maybe you
Absolutely.
talk about, you combine a drop of one oil and a drop of another, and
Yeah.
you create kind of recipes. And in that sense, you might be soliciting from your community, you know, what oils would you combine for
Absolutely.
your humidifier?
Kind of create engagement through that as well, and create comment sections where they can talk amongst each other and kind of discuss their recipes or what aromatherapy oils are working for them, that kind of stuff.
Because that kind of thing would never appear on an Amazon review.
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
Less community involved and less personalized.
I have to just point out here how not lazy you guys are about your business. I think it's really a key to your success because, you know, a lot of people will complain about even ordering one test product for themselves. But you would even advise go above and beyond. Send a test product to a friend. Ask them how long it took to get there, because you're getting more and more data to use about the business that you're setting up.
Right.
Yeah, it's
You just kind of want to avoid get-rich-quick schemes here. If you want to build a solid business, you have to ensure that your products are correct and that your customers are going to ultimately be satisfied when they're purchasing the products, right?
you don't really make money once you make the sale. You make money when the customer is satisfied and they're not trying to charge back their credit card or get a refund or, you know, dispute it with you. That's just a nightmare. So like make sure everything is streamlined first, and then once you're happy with, you know, getting the product to and from the supplier to the merchant or to the customer, from there you can say, okay, it's working, and then, you know, maybe test a few ads or test on your Instagram. Once you get maybe 10 sales, 30 sales, if all those go pretty streamlined, or maybe you have like a less than 5%, I guess, like hiccup rate in terms of suppliers not sending the product properly or it taking too long or them not receiving it, then you know you have something that's like worthwhile looking into on your hands.
That's cool. That patience that you had in building your business, it's very obvious you spent it working hard so that now you can travel the world and come to Berlin and work on your business full time.
Yeah.
Really cool.
That's the goal, yeah.
Okay, let's move on to the next product.
Yeah.
All right, so this is a mini Bluetooth adapter for your phone. So it plugs into an auxiliary port in your car, or I guess any auxiliary port, but it's mainly used for cars with aux cords without Bluetooth systems. So it essentially turns your car into having a Bluetooth stereo system without having to implement a full new stereo.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So I can see the appeal of it, but one thing that I really want to ask you guys about is product testing. So say a dropshipper thinks this is high potential. How would you advise them to test for that potential?
So I would kind of go through Facebook ads and look for niches or groups or categories of people that you think would be kind of the target customer for this product. And I would create a couple of ad sets and test them out at maybe $5 to $10 a day, just to kind of see if you're getting clicks, if you're getting any sort of engagement.
And the ad sets would vary by audience interest?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And then from there, if you're not getting any engagement or clicks, I would check your ad copy and I would kind of reverse engineer it to see what the issue is, right? So it may be the product, it may be the ad copy itself, it may be your target customers. So I would kind of go through there, and until you start to kind of get some feedback from it, I would just continually test. And if you're not getting any feedback at all, then I would kind of rethink the whole process. And
does feedback equal sales?
Yes and no. So just engagement in general, right? You're not necessarily going to get a sale right away with a $5 ad set, but you can definitely, if you're getting clicks, that means there's interest in the product.
Okay. Let's talk numbers then. So this is a product that costs $2 approximately with shipping.
Right.
And say it's priced for $10 in a store.
Yeah.
And you were spending $10 a day on 2 ad sets.
Right.
Then based on that kind of math, when would you say, I've spent $100 on ads, I'm going to kill it? Or would you say, oh, don't spend more than $30 on ads before you kill it?
I would definitely spend at least $100 if you're serious about testing a product.
Oh, really? Okay.
But then again, to get to that point, like we said earlier, you would order the product, ensure that this is what you want to go with, right? So instead of just kind of testing a bunch of products, which we see a lot of the time, people will just get very hungry for just getting something out there and just testing something at random. There's kind of no point in doing that until you're sure that this thing's going to work all the way through the supply chain, right? So from there, you're going to have to make an investment into testing it out. And if you don't want to make that investment, you can again test it with creating an organic Instagram account and kind of testing it through that method.
Especially with like your cost per click. I mean, it varies so much, right? Like sometimes it could be $5 or you could get it down to under $1. So if your product is, only selling at $10 and you're getting ad clicks for under $1, then okay, you might have something there, right? It's very new. Your budget isn't optimized fully in Facebook or even Google Ads at that point, right? You don't know, you've just started putting money in, so you can't expect to be getting the cheapest clicks possible. You have to know that you have to spend money to make money.
I think it's key for people to not get discouraged if you're not getting sales right away, just because people don't really realize that you're collecting data throughout this whole process as well, which is super valuable, right? So as you continue to collect data, you can kind of target your ads a little bit more and continue to get the lower cost per click and continue to further narrow down who your target audience is.
Thanks for geeking out about ads for a second. Okay, let's move on to the next product. Okay, so this product is a Selfie ring light, and I want to ask first why you think this is a good product for dropshippers to sell, and then I have two really divisive questions I'm going to end with.
Okay. Yeah, so just to start off, it's fairly cheap on AliExpress. It's only $3.75.
Find a supplier that has e-packet shipping.
Yeah.
If not, test it, buy it. If the AliExpress standard shipping works and it comes within the 2 to 3 weeks that it says, great. But more importantly, I mean, to buy a full light setup to take photos is costly, first of all.
Costly, inconvenient. You don't want to carry it around with you, right? This is something that people can fit in their purse or their backpack or any sort of thing that they're carrying with them, and it offers them the ability to get studio quality lighting at kind of like a budget rate.
Now I want to know, if someone clicks and they go to the product page, will they see a countdown timer? Should they see a countdown timer? Because dropshippers are always arguing about how many kind of bells and whistles and apps you should put on a product page. And countdown timers are a big one.
It's.
I would say no. I think it kind of looks scammy and a little bit overplayed. I think it was very prominent in dropshipping in the past, and people are kind of acclimatized to that now, where they're aware of it. So if I see kind of a countdown timer, I feel like it kind of cheapens the website a little bit, whereas you should let the product speak for itself if you want to promote a high quality brand and a good brand presence instead of trying to force them through a countdown timer. So I think I would say no.
Yeah, no, I would agree. First of all, it can slow down your website, especially. Like we've noticed that before.
Yeah.
We didn't see too much difference in our conversion rates when we had one and didn't have one. Like we've definitely tested it out, but we prefer not to. Like you said, it looks like a scam, or it looks like, I just want to take your money right away. I don't really want to give you an experience on my website. I'm not really trying to build a brand. I'm just trying to get you in and out as quick as possible.
I feel like initially it may work, but in the long run, if you're trying to really build a lifetime customer value that's strong, you kind of want to have that clean presentation on your website versus having something that's almost gimmicky, because it works. It's kind of like a one-trick pony. You get them in once, and then the next time they come back, they realize, okay, it's another countdown timer, but I've already seen this before, so I don't think this is real. I think a lot of people just see past that now, and it's better just to go with a more authentic approach.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, and the second divisive question is free shipping. Yes or no?
Yeah, this is also a played out thing as well.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely offer free shipping, or we like to offer free shipping after a certain point of purchase has been added in the cart. But you've seen it over the past few years. I've definitely seen it on Instagram, this watch is $0, just pay shipping, and it might be like $40 of shipping. But like, in what world is anything that's this light costs $40 in shipping, or maybe $15 in shipping? Like the watches we've seen it with bracelets, like anchor bracelets.
I definitely think that's a thing to do if you're trying to just create a quick buck and maybe try to. I feel like it's gambling at that point, just because you're trying to get people in, get them to make a purchase as indecisive or as quickly as possible and kind of not think about what they're doing. But in the long run, I don't think it works out very well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So free shipping up to a point is kind of a good way to go.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
structure your shipping not to be crazy expensive either, right?
Yeah.
You know, we've tested at $7, $8 shipping and the conversion rate just dives after that. But, you know, maybe between $2 to $4, maybe up to $5, that's pretty reasonable. Like, people are already pretty normalized to having to pay shipping regardless.
Right.
So make it a reasonable price for them. If it's a $30, $40 product and they're paying an extra $5 in shipping, great. But if it's also a $30 or $40 product and you have free shipping after $50, you have a good chance that they're going to want to spend $10 or $12 more for another product just to get free shipping.
Yeah. Corey and Rodney, you guys have been a wealth of information today.
Thank you.
Before I let you go, can you share one piece of advice for a new dropshipper who might be watching today?
Fall in love with the process, essentially. Just really start to, instead of getting discouraged when things go wrong, reflect on what went wrong and how you can improve upon it the next time, and just keep pushing through, because eventually it's going to work.
And yeah, to go along those lines, I would say, you know, ultimately determine what your end goal is first, whether that's to retire early or, you know, to have passive income if you can manage to get people to run the store for you eventually, or just free up your own time. For us, we want to be able to travel wherever and be free. So that's kind of our ultimate goal. Once you kind of flip the switch in your head of like, I know I can achieve this, there's so many other people out there doing it. And then realizing that e-commerce is only growing. You know, there's more and more people getting access to the internet,
Exponentially.
more and more people purchasing online. Realize that, you know, the whole saturation myth is, there's definitely harder areas to penetrate, but that doesn't mean it's impossible.
Yeah. Yeah, the saturation myth is what will keep your competition low.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're willing to
People
do
kind of push the saturation myth so they keep people away from dropshipping. But I
And
mean,
there's always a solution.
Yeah.
That's essentially our motto is like, you know, we've ran into issue after issue over the past year, but we've gotten through it.
yeah, and anybody else that has a successful business, they're just a person like you are. They just figured it out.
Yeah.
So you can just continually push through, and you can do it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's great. If you enjoyed today's interview, there are a lot more coming, so make sure to subscribe to our channel so you get the notifications when we publish them. Thanks for watching, and until next time, learn often,
Market better.
And sell more.